Okay, so just a quick video here of how to turn these expanders. So this is just a regular expander that we use in kids. So really, what you want to do is have a patient lay flat, maybe on a bed with their head a little bit hanging off of the bed. When you turn these at home, and you should have two things. So you should have this key that looks something like this, and then the expander has a hole right there where you insert this key and then you turn it. Okay, so the way these expanders work is you have to turn it from the front to the back. Okay, so you always turn these expanders going from the front to the back, and then you remove the key. Okay, one of the common mistakes is people think that it's like a ratchet, so you don't turn it like back and front. It's not a ratchet. Okay, so it's really important that you insert this key and then you turn the expander key, pushing the key all the way to the back, and you remove it. Okay, so don't turn these expanders by going like that, because it's not a ratchet. Okay, then nothing's gonna happen. So what happens is when you turn this key from the front to the back, there's a screw here that expands these arches and makes the arch bigger. Okay, so that's what's happening here. As you're turning this screw front to back, this expands transverse dimension just sideways. Okay, and that's what makes the arch more wide. Okay, so the way you do this is, like I said, you take this key, okay, and these keys should come with your expander. And what you should do first is identify that hole that's in the front of the expander. Okay, so this is the back of the throat, of course. These are the front teeth, and this is the upper arch. So the first thing you're going to do is find that hole where this key goes into, and you insert it so it holds the key nice and firm. Okay, so you should be able to insert about 2-3 millimeters of this key into that screw hole. Okay, and then what you're gonna do is you're just gonna simply push this expander all the way from the front to the back, like so. Okay, you see how I just did a turn? And now what you want to do now is you want to make sure that you go all the way to the back and you don't stop halfway. Okay, so now I went from the front to the back. Okay, so you did a full turn, and then what you do is you just if the key doesn't come out, you just kind of wiggle it a little bit, and then it should pull right out. Okay, so but it's really important that you turn these expanders all the way to the back. Okay, so I'm kind of doing this one-handed, so it's a little bit more difficult, but again, the key is to insert this key into the screw hole first. So you come from the front and you identify where the screw hole is, you put the key in it, and then you just simply support your finger as you're turning it so you don't stab your patient. Okay, and then you turn the screw all the way to the back, and it's important that you see the next screw hole right there. Okay, so you can see where the next screw is. So if you don't see that hole, that just means you didn't turn it enough. Okay, so it's important that you turn this screw all the way. Okay, if you only turn it, let's see, halfway, so let's just see, I turned it only halfway and you stop there. Okay, see, you can't see the next screw hole there, so you're not going to be able to turn it again next time. So that's why you want to turn it all the way until you see the next hole right there. Okay, so hopefully that helps to avoid any problems. And then, like I said, when you're done turning it, you just simply remove the key. Okay, and it gets a little bit sticky, so you have to, I'm doing it by one hand here, but it pulls right out. Okay, so like I said, this should be all that you have to kind of know about how to turn these expanders. If for some reason you overturned it and maybe you overexpanded, then you just do the reverse, and you hardly ever have to do this. Okay, then you just simply insert your key to the back and you come forward, and you hardly ever have to do this. You would only have to do this if you, for some reason, you overexpanded and you made too many turns, and your doctor should tell you how many times you have to turn these expanders. Okay, so let's see what else to know about this. Oh, one more thing. So one of the things that can happen, sometimes these screws can be stripped. Okay, so there's a screw here, and this can be stripped. So what happens is when you turn it, the expander doesn't work. So you keep turning it and you don't see any gaps here, and you don't see this screw expanding, that means the screw might be stripped. So it's super important to keep an eye on it. Make sure the screw is not stripped. You should see some gaps here developing as you turn these expanders, okay? So you should see a gap right about here forming as you turn the expander, like here. And so you should look for that. So definitely should make sure that this expander is working. And if it's not working, usually the problem is that either the patient is treating it like a ratchet. So what they do is they'll go front to back and back. That's not a turn. You have to go from the front to the back and pull out the key, okay? Or the other thing is the screw might be stripped. So those are the most two common problems, okay? So hopefully it helped, and good luck.